Hi boys and girls, welcome to Reader's Workshop. Today I have a fun story called David's Drawing to share with you. I think you'll be able to make a lot of connections to this story. This boy in the story, the character in the story, is a lot like you. He goes to school, he has fun with his friends, so I hope you really enjoy this story. Before I get started, I have a few things that I want to remind you about so that you can be listening for them when we read our story, because we're going to talk about them when we're done. Last week when we met, we talked a little bit about characters and setting. I have these really cool posters that I want to show you to help us remember what character and setting mean. Here's our character poster. And if you notice on this poster, there's a princess and a frog. They are people and animals. People and animals are a type of character. They help tell the story. Who or what the story is about. That's what it says on our poster. You can use that to help you remember what character means. Okay, here's our setting poster. And there's a picture of a schoolhouse and a school bus. Those are some places that could be the setting for a story. Now, they're not the only places that could be a setting of the story. Because remember, the setting is where and when the story takes place. That's what it says down here. So think about, while I'm reading David's drawing, who the characters are and when and where the setting is. Okay, so let's take a look at our cover page, and here's the title, David's Drawing, right up here. In Miss G's lesson last week, she asked you to think about, or she told you that the title can tell you or give you clues about what the story is about. So what are you thinking? What's this story going to be about if it's called David's Drawing? And who do you think, which one of these kids do you think might be David? How about we read the story and find out? I forgot to tell you who the author and the illustrator is. The author and the illustrator, so the same person wrote the words and did the pictures, and that is Catherine Falwell. In this story, David starts a drawing on his own, and he ends up getting a lot of help from his friends. One gray winter day, David saw a beautiful tree. Now look at that picture. Where do you think David might be going? When he got to school, David took off his boots and hung up his jacket. He found a pencil and a fresh piece of paper. David thought for a moment, and then he made a drawing of a tree that he had seen. So up here. I like the pictures in this book. I like that it shows on every page what's happening with the kids. And then I notice over here, it shows the picture that David's drawing. You'll notice also that there's some changes that happen to this picture throughout the story. Nice tree, said Amanda, but it needs color. David got some crayons and made the tree brown. Amanda smiled. Some grass too, she said. David handed her a green crayon. Here, you can make some, he said shyly. Amanda colored green grass under the tree. That tree needs leaves, Ryan said. David looked at his drawing, and then he began to add leaves. He let Ryan add a few more. Look, said Jamal, I have these cool stickers. May I put some on your picture? Sure, said David. Boys and girls, wasn't it so nice of Jamal to ask permission and not just go ahead and put something on Jamal's picture? I like how he used his manners. Let's look up here at the picture. What do you notice about it? What do you think about it? Turn and tell someone who might be listening or in the room with you. I know, it needs a person like me, Laurel said. She grinned and drew a girl. It needs a boy too, said Carlos. Okay, said David. Carlos drew a boy with an orange shirt. Kira quickly added a row of fluffy clouds. Brandon drew a cat and a dog and then added a smiling turtle. Birds would be nice, said Lee May. She drew 2 flying in the sky. It needs a rainbow too, said Rosie. She set to work with a fistful of colors. Turn and tell someone at home. Talk about how the picture looks now. How do you think David's feeling about all his classmates helping him? How do you know he's feeling that way? Are there some clues in the picture? The bell rang for class to begin. That was fun, said Ryan. We made a great picture, said Kira. See you at recess, David, said Amanda. Sure, David agreed. At the end of the day, David looked at the picture again, and then he wrote our class picture neatly at the bottom and hung it on the wall on the bulletin board. David walked home from school, and on the way he saw the beautiful tree. When he got home, David took off his boots and hung up his jacket. He found a pencil and a fresh piece of paper. David thought for a moment, and then he made a drawing of the tree he had seen. There's the picture. We have read those words before. When did David say these exact same things? Do you guys remember? Turn and tell someone. Are you wondering why he is drawing that same tree again? What do you think? David's sister came over to the table. Nice drawing, she said, but it needs something. David looked up. His sister smiled. It needs... I wonder what his sister's gonna say. What is she going to say next? What do you guys think? To hang on your wall. I was not expecting that. I think so too, said David, and then he wrote my drawing neatly on the bottom and hung the picture right above his bed. What are you thinking about these 2 drawings? Let's go back and compare the 2 trees. Are they the same or different? So here's it on this page. Here it is on this page. You guys see that? What do you think? Here's that one. What do you turn and tell someone? What are some things that are the same or different? We're comparing. I think they're pretty different. This has a lot more details in it. Let's keep going. My drawing. That's the end. I hope you like that story. That makes me feel good, that story. Okay, let's go back to a couple things we talked about. We are working on characters and setting. Who were the characters in that story? Remember, who or what the story is about. Think about that. Turn and tell someone. If you said David or the kids at school, then you're right. Those were the characters. And the setting. Where and when the story takes place. Where is everything happening? Think about that one. If you said school and outside walking to school, then you're right. That's the setting. Boys and girls, in this story, David has fun getting creative with his friends. He worked together with them to make a picture. Wouldn't that be fun? Do you think it would be fun? Turn and tell someone. He also made some choices about his picture when he got home. He did it differently. Why do you think he did that? Do you think it would be easy or hard to make something with a bunch of friends? Turn and tell someone. What are some things that would make it easy to do a project with someone? And what would be some things that might make it hard to do a project with someone? Wasn't it nice how polite Jamal was when he asked permission to put stickers on David's paper? I really like it when kids can use their manners. Can you think of a time when you used your manners or you were polite? Maybe it was at home or at school or when you were out in our community. Tell someone a time when you remembered using your manners. When you use your manners, you're showing respect for other people. Finally, can you tell one of your favorite parts of the story? That's just a fun addition to my lesson. Boys and girls, thanks for being great listeners. I hope that you enjoyed this story, David's Drawing, and that you have some time to think about what are the things that made this story important to you.